China has built something that has shocked the world, and no one saw it coming. While the Western media is busy keeping the public distracted, China is focusing on innovation by stepping into the future.
In Beijing, China, which is the first robot shopping mall in the entire world. It has over 100 types of robots from 40 different companies.
Robots that will replace humans, construction projects built without a human in sight, and algorithms running cities. Meanwhile, there is barely anyone talking about it in the West. China is building a robot army, and the rest of the world has no idea. The uncanny valley. Let's start off with China's strangest invention, robots that look, feel, and move just like humans. A Dalian-based company, X Robots, has developed android robots that look straight out of the uncanny valley. They have silicone skin, AI-powered conversation capabilities, human-like hair, and facial expressions that are so realistic that you may not realize you are seeing a machine in the first place. Their flagship model has 25 motors in its face to imitate human facial expressions with extreme precision. The lip curls, eyebrow movements, eye shifts, and even the nostril flares are all controlled accurately to create realism. The skin is made of a special plastic polymer that feels just like human skin. It even has accurately placed pores and hairs, so everything feels natural. As for conversation, these things can talk just like human beings. Advanced language models are powering full-on, in-depth conversations with all the little nuances you would expect from a human talking. All the pauses, the speech tics are in the right places. The most famous model from X Robots is a woman who can talk in several different languages, remember her conversations, and change her personality when talking to different people.
How many languages do you speak?
I'm proficient in Chinese, English, Spanish, French, German, Japanese, Korean, and many others.
Not only that, but her motorized eyes can also maintain eye contact with whomever she is talking to. And here is the thing, these aren't just tech demos. There are real-world applications for these robots. X Robots androids are being used in shopping malls as customer representatives, and they are being installed in museums as educational displays to represent famous people, like Albert Einstein, who will tell you his life story. Several Chinese elderly homes have also employed these androids as companions for the people under their care. But China hasn't hedged all its bets on just one company. Instead, they have seen companies like X Robots working on producing realistic human-like androids competing against each other to create the best product. And the results are absolutely insane, especially when it comes to the affordability of these robots. Of course, the price is nothing to laugh about. But while Western robotics companies are charging hundreds of thousands of dollars for their android robots, X Robots has priced down their androids so more people can afford them. Their current cheapest models cost about $200,000 to $300,000. That's still expensive, but more like a luxury car expensive instead of costing as much as a luxury home. Now let's look at something that seems straight out of a science fiction movie. A medical marvel. China has made major headway when it comes to remote surgeries, while the rest of the world has lagged behind. Robots are performing the surgery while the actual surgeon is miles away, controlling every movement of the robotic arms expertly. On 19 July 2025, a Chinese surgeon operated on a man located in East China's Zhejiang province, all the way from France. The surgery took place from over 6,000 miles away and was a complete success. Smart robotic arms followed every direction from the surgeon, cutting, snipping, and suturing with extreme precision. This is just one of many achievements China has accomplished with this technology. Meanwhile, scientists in China have also pioneered a new method that allows for surgeries over a longer distance. You see, remote surgeries that utilize 5G technology can only be viable if the surgeon and the patient are within a 3,000 miles radius. But China has developed a satellite-based system that allows for surgeries to be performed across continents. When it comes to incorporating robots into the medical field, China isn't just experimenting. While in the rest of the world these procedures are still experimental, and in some cases, limited to being a publicity stunt, in China, the remote surgery technology is being incorporated in day-to-day use. Thousands of operations are conducted using robots every year, and that number is only growing. And powering it is China's own production lines, creating state-of-the-art surgical robots one after the other. The Tumai surgical robot is China's masterpiece when it comes to remote surgeries. It is being used both within China's own hospitals and internationally by surgeons to perform over 1,000 surgeries a year. But that isn't all either. China has begun incorporating robots and AI into the medical field for other purposes as well. Located in Shijiazhuang, Hebei Province, is the Agent AI Hospital. This hospital, operated by the Artificial Intelligence Industry Research, is a marvel of modern technology. Capable of handling 10,000 patients every week, this facility will use AI to treat patients. From triage to diagnostic testing, treatment planning, and follow-up, everything is handled by artificial intelligence. And the results are mind-blowing. In over 10,000 simulated cases, the accuracy rate for the AI in charge was 93.06%. This benchmark evaluates the accuracy of language models in medical questions, and this score is on par with most other top-of-the-line reasoning models like O1, O3, and GPT-5. AI-powered health kiosks are another Chinese company that has opened kiosks where people can walk in, get a diagnosis and medical advice from an AI doctor, and never have to see a human doctor for minor ailments at all. This AI can check your vitals using sensors, provide possible diagnostics, and treatment suggestions. China has also incorporated robotics and AI in its elderly care facilities. There, AI acts as companions and as nurses. They help keep track of the vitals of the elderly, provide conversation, and even help patients move around with the help of smart movement aids, like wheelchairs and bed hoists. And since China is expected to have 400 million people over 60 by 2035, these robots and AIs aren't luxuries. They are a necessity for the aging country. Now let's shift gears and talk about Chinese electric cars that are decades ahead of Western automakers. Electric revolution. China has developed some of the most affordable, practical, and advanced electric cars in the last decade, and they are pumping out these engineering masterpieces in droves. In 2025, 2 out of every 3 cars produced by China had a robot brain. That number is sure to rise in the next few years. The Jiayue 1 is the perfect example of China's effort to switch over to smart EVs. A collaborative effort between Geely and Baidu. This car is essentially a computer on wheels. It features 31 external sensors, 2 LiDAR units, and 12 high-definition cameras to watch the surroundings constantly. And processing all that information are 8,295 chips from Qualcomm, making the GU1 a 4th-level semi-autonomous vehicle. That means it can drive on its own with 0 human input in most terrains. Performance-wise, this beast is on another level too. With a total power of 536 horsepower and the capability of accelerating from 0 to 100 in 3.9 seconds, it is a force to be reckoned with. Not to mention that it can travel up to 370 miles on a single charge. Now sure, EV giants like Tesla do have cars that outperform the GU in raw performance, but the real magic comes down to cost. The GU goes for around $35,000. It is impossible to find anything comparable at that price point from Tesla or any other Western manufacturer. Then there is the BYD Yangwang U8, a luxury SUV powered by 4 independent motors, 1 for each wheel, with a unique innovation. It can float, quite literally, on water. It can wade through water for 30 minutes straight at a speed of 2 miles per hour. Additionally, this thing can also do tank turns, spinning 360 degrees in place by rotating its wheels in opposite directions. And just for good measure, China also put in Dessous-P suspension systems, allowing it to literally jump in place to get unstuck on rough terrains. And the U9 is an even more stylish-looking EV from the same company that looks like a true sports car. Other notable EVs China is producing are the IM Motors L6, a hypercar that can hit 62 miles per hour in just 2.74 seconds, and the BYD Denza Z9 GT that looks like it dropped right out of Blade Runner. And these unique innovations and extreme designs are bringing a true EV revolution in China. But it isn't just the cars, but also the charging infrastructure China has incorporated to facilitate widespread adoption. China has expanded its charging infrastructure to have over 11 million electric vehicle chargers as of 2025, and that number is growing fast. At the same time, the charging technology they have developed is years ahead. Companies like Xpeng have developed 480 kilowatt high-voltage chargers that can fully charge an EV in a matter of minutes. These chargers are even faster than a gas station fill-up. Another company called NIO has installed battery swap stations where EVs don't even have to wait for a charge. They can simply replace their batteries and go ahead with their journey. The battery swap is done by robots and takes less than 3 minutes. And with China's green revolution, charging your EV there is extremely cheap. China is well on its way to switching over to EVs completely in the next few years, while for the rest of the world, it is still decades before that can happen. Smarter airports. Now, let's look at one of China's technological achievements that is equally impressive and slightly dystopian: China's facial recognition systems at airports. If you walk into a major airport in China, you probably will never have to show your passport or boarding pass even once. You can simply walk in, board your plane, and be on your way. And that is possible because China has a very sophisticated facial recognition system at all its major airports. Your face is your passport, your boarding pass, and your ID. When you book a ticket, your photo is linked to your ticket. As soon as you arrive at the airport, the surveillance cameras capture your face, tracking your every movement. AI and facial recognition software know how you are and which ticket is associated with you. You can then walk over to a check-in kiosk, and it will automatically print out your ticket tags, and your luggage will be dropped at an automated station. At no point do you have to interact with a human or show your documents. And the technology at work is insane. The facial recognition system uses 3D mapping to identify you from every angle possible. It works even if you are wearing a mask or glasses. Plus, it can recognize you in most lighting conditions easily, and while the thought of being monitored constantly may be off-putting or even a deal-breaker for most, in China, it does have its perks. While it would take 45 minutes to an hour to board your plane after going through all the security in other countries, in China, the whole process only takes about 15 minutes. No human interactions, and no unnecessary stops. The Shanghai Pudong Airport has added another layer of convenience using AI. Their smart security channel uses CT scanning technology, combined with AI analysis to check your bags. The system scans every item in your bag and flags prohibited items automatically. The error rate is way lower compared to human monitoring. But here is the thing. Surveillance like this is not just limited to airports in China. It is everywhere. Surveillance state. China has its fair share of controversies, and the surveillance prevalence in the country is one of those. The country is no democracy, and privacy rights don't exactly apply there, so the government and law enforcement agencies are free to exercise surveillance as they see fit. The result is the famous Skynet, a system of over 700 million surveillance cameras across the country, always there, always watching. That's one camera for every 2 people living in China, and in major urban centers, the camera density is even higher. In some of the districts, you will find a camera every 50 meters. Now, of course, it isn't possible to conduct surveillance through all these cameras relying solely on humans. So, China employs AI to do the job for them. China has some of the most advanced and well-trained surveillance AIs in the world. The system utilizes facial recognition to identify any individual from a database of nearly 1.4 billion people in less than 3 seconds. But it isn't just the faces. China has gone beyond that by now. They employ AIs specializing in analyzing behavior. These algorithms track everything about a person, including how they walk, their body language, and social interactions and cues. And using that information, the AI creates a profile of the target. It is then capable of identifying that person from a crowd from up to 50 meters away. All the while, it never has to see your face. Your body shape, your posture, your clothing, everything is a giveaway of who you are. You could have your whole face covered with a mask and have a giant hat on your head, and you will still be recognized. It is pretty scary if you think about it. But for China, this is an essential tool for law enforcement agencies to fight crime. While all that surveillance is questionable at best, China has developed another technology that is being used by the police to catch criminals before they happen. Called predictive policing, this system uses AI that has been trained on millions of hours of footage to identify suspicious behavior. It looks out for cues that may indicate a crime, such as loitering, meeting in suspicious places, people visiting a certain place at an unusual time, or appearing agitated, among 100 other indicators. The AI detects these anomalies and figures out a risk score for that person. The police can then investigate if that person has been falsely flagged or may be up to no good. Now, this may seem like pseudoscience at first, but all this is very much real. The AI really helps predict crimes. China has been able to identify thieves, wanted criminals, missing persons, and suspects of recent crimes using this technology. Criminals who escaped from the crime scene have been caught within minutes by the cameras, identifying them and tracking their movements. And it isn't just crimes down by pedestrians. The same technology is being used to monitor traffic. China's Traffic Management AI detects traffic violations and issues tickets instantly with no human input needed. Still, the question remains, is all that really worth infringing on the privacy of the citizens? Smart construction. China has taken its AI game to the construction industry, and they are completely dominating with it. China State Construction Engineering Corporation, a major construction company in China, has started utilizing AI chips to monitor its construction projects in real time. These systems track progress and identify unsafe practices in real time. But that isn't even the most impressive way AI is revolutionizing the construction industry in China, because the real innovation powering mega projects across China is the robotic construction machines. The Beijing-Hong Kong-Macau Expressway had a 98-mile-long stretch resurfaced using AI-powered machinery. The project utilized a 20-meter-wide paver, 6 drum rollers, and 3 rubber wheel rollers, all working in conjunction to get the task done. But there was no human manning these machines. Instead, they were all being controlled using AI. Guiding the machines along were sensors and drones, providing real-time data for precise navigation. And the accuracy of this process was impressive. There were 0 trimming errors at the edge of the road, and the road itself was perfectly level. But compared to another AI-powered project out of China, this road reconstruction seems like a child's game, because China is planning to build an entire dam using 3D printing and AI, 0 humans. The Yangkou Dam is going to be a 590-foot-tall dam on the Tibetan Plateau, but instead of humans, it will be AI-driven robotic machines and concrete 3D printers that will build it. The dam will be built up layer by layer, with a central AI system managing the whole project. This is going to serve as a proof of concept. If this project goes through without a hitch, we can expect way more fully automated construction sites popping up in China, and then the rest of the world is bound to follow suit. China is investing heavily in AI-powered construction sites, which it hopes to make the norm by 2030. A fleet of robots is hard at work, with drones conducting surveys overhead and autonomous trucks bringing in the raw materials, all on their own. After all, the advantages of this technology have been obvious. AI-powered projects get finished way faster, have much lower error rates, and have virtually no accidents that can cause human lives. It's a win-win, but it doesn't mean China is going to leave human workers behind. The country is researching and developing exosuits that will help boost productivity for human workers and keep them as productive as AI robots in the near future. The Robot Army. China has really taken the lead when it comes to robotics, so much so that some fear the country may be creating a fleet of robotic workers that will make human labor obsolete. Unitree Robotics is a Chinese company developing top-of-the-line robots that seem right out of a movie. Their G1 robot is one of their most advanced humanoid robots that walks on 2 legs and can do a lot of things humans can. It can walk up and down stairs, it can navigate uneven terrain, and it doesn't lose balance even if it is pushed. Additionally, it can carry up to 66 pounds. The G1 responds to voice commands and has an AI powering its responses and actions. The most impressive part is its hands. These 3-fingered hands have 12 joints, allowing for free movement. They are quite dexterous as well, making the robot capable of handling complex tasks. There are also 5-finger versions that work even better. At the head of the robot is a camera and a laser radar that help it navigate and avoid barriers. While the G1 is quite useful, it is nothing compared to the quad-legged robots Unitree produces. These dog-like robots are the main product line of the company, and the beauty of its engineering shows in its movements. Each leg operates separately, allowing it to navigate through rough terrain without losing balance. And the use cases for this robot are too many to count. Chinese factories are using these as a security measure. After all, these guards can operate 24/7. They are fully operational in darkness thanks to infrared sensors, and they can detect subtle temperature anomalies to sniff out intruders. Electric plants and oil refineries are using these robots to keep an eye on equipment and workers, ensuring nothing unsafe is happening. These robots have also been super useful for emergency response teams for search and rescue operations, where they are sent out into collapsed buildings to detect survivors using visual and heat detection methods. And that is just one of the many companies in China that are making great advances in robotics. Who knows what new innovation they will come up with in the near future? At the same time, it makes you wonder, how long until someone straps a gun to one of these? On that ominous note, let's move on to a more peaceful way. Robotics and AI are helping feed China's citizens. Sowing with AI. China is bringing science fiction technology to humanity's oldest industries, agriculture, and powering it are robotic industrial machines and AI, both working together seamlessly. Take the DJI Aras T100 for example. This drone is being used across China to prevent pests in crops. With a carrying capacity of 100 liters, it can carry pesticides far over the crops and spray them evenly. Unlike the normal pesticide spraying method using machines, the drone does not damage the crop in any way. Plus, it is way faster, covering a larger area in much less time compared to humans. But it isn't just pesticide spraying. China is also using drones to monitor crop health. Equipped with cameras, these drones take footage of the crop fields, which is then fed into AI. The AI analyzes the footage and identifies signs of disease, pests, and other types of damage. This technique has proven so effective that AI is identifying infestations before any of the signs are visible to humans. The AI can use this data to create plans to counter infestations, moisture imbalance in the soil, and nutrient deficiencies in certain areas of the farmland. And these drones are just the beginning. China is deploying automated machinery that handles pretty much all the farming processes on its own. Harvesters, seed planters, watering systems, everything is becoming autonomous. And powering it all is AI, which never makes mistakes and can create the perfect cycle of planting and harvesting for maximum yield. These machines operate 24/7, never requiring rest, ensuring the plants are getting everything they need, whether that be in the dead of the night or in broad daylight. Orchards are also getting automated with AI-controlled fruit picker robots that work smartly, only harvesting ripe plants to prevent waste. Soon, even the farms of China will require minimal human intervention to operate. AI education. China is certainly going through an AI revolution, but it didn't come out of nowhere. China is one of the very few countries that is making a conscious effort to shift with the coming trends on a government level. The Chinese government is changing its strategy as time goes on, and now, with the emergence of AI, they have shifted focus towards creating a crop of professionals that can manage the expected AI boom in the coming years. In 2017, China introduced the Next Generation Artificial Intelligence Development Plan, which will see AI education being provided in primary and secondary schools, and this program has been adopted across the nation. In the coming years, China wants to make AI education a must in every school in the country, and that type of proactive approach is what drives China's constant growth. The long-term planning like this will mean that in 10-20 years, these kids will come out much better educated about AI than any Western country, driving the AI revolution to its peak. The question is, will countries like the USA, Canada, and Europe fall behind, where the general public doesn't know as much about these emerging technologies as they should? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts.